Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to 22 News at 4 on your Friday. I'm Ciara Speller. We'll get to our top 4 at 4 in just a moment. But first, a look at your commuter traffic and weather with meteorologist Adam Stremko. Adam, a lot of people off for Juneteenth today. A nice day out there.
Beautiful day, no question about it. We have a good deal of sunshine out there, a few fair weather clouds, a nice breeze. Temperatures for the most part in the 70s. And traffic, not too much of an issue out there, at least right now. You can see Interstate 91, traffic moving pretty smoothly, even in the typical areas where you would expect some problems, but nothing there at the Longmeadow Curve. Chicopee Curve looks pretty good as well. And on the Mass Pike, traffic moving pretty smoothly, so that is some good news. Let's take a look at the temperatures out there right now. Nice and comfortable, 70s and 80s. 81 right now in Springfield. We're 79 in Westfield, 77 in Northampton. Greenfield at 79. Look at the Berkshires, only in the low to mid 70s, 73 right now in Pittsfield. And we're tracking some pretty nice weather as we head through the weekend. We'll show that to you in just a couple of minutes, Ciara.
The National Transportation Safety Board released preliminary information on its investigation into the deadly May 29th bus crash in Virginia. Investigators say the bus driver failed to slow down for work zone traffic, colliding with two SUVs that ultimately caused crashes involving 8 other vehicles before finally coming to a stop nearly half a mile from the site of the initial crash. 4 members of the Donchev family of Greenfield were killed in the initial crash, along with Priscilla Ramos Mafalda of Worcester, who was in another vehicle. The bus driver, Jing Shang Dong, is facing multiple criminal charges in Virginia. The NTSB says their investigation into the crash is ongoing. One Pittsfield man is dead and another was injured in a shooting in the city Thursday night. Pittsfield police officers responded to the Pleasure Avenue and Tyler Street intersection for reports of multiple rounds of shots fired just after 8 p.m. Officers found 2 men with gunshot wounds, and both were taken to Berkshire Medical Center. A 29-year-old man died at the hospital. A 38-year-old victim, was treated for minor injuries and later released. Investigators say they believe the shooting was a targeted attack, but the incident remains under investigation. And now to a 22 News update. Bay State Health has issued their first public response following layoffs at the health system this week. A Bay State statement sent to 22 News says in part that they had to take, quote, difficult and deliberate actions this week to right-size their team to meet current realities. The statement did not outline the number of layoffs or the departments involved, but said they're reducing administrative layers and diverting resources toward patient care. They add they are currently more than $60 million behind budget, seeing lighter patient volumes than in the past. Bay State says these latest moves don't have anything to do with the health system's planned acquisition of Mercy Medical Center. The Massachusetts Senate has passed a bill aimed at making it easier for residents to access primary care. The legislation would require healthcare providers and insurers to invest more in primary care services, while also supporting community health centers and expanding the state's medical workforce. Lawmakers say 43% of Massachusetts residents currently have trouble accessing primary care. The bill also aims to reduce administrative work for providers and lower health care costs. It now heads to the House of Representatives for review. All right, back here with Adam for another look at the forecast.
Yeah, and we're looking at some nice weather as we head into the weekend. Of course, nice out there today, a far cry from what we were dealing with yesterday. Here's a look at our skycast. So as we head through this evening, just a few clouds. Otherwise, skies will become mostly clear as we head through the overnight hours. There we are at midnight. Temperatures will be dropping down into the lower 50s, so nice and comfortable. And then there it is tomorrow morning, good deal of sunshine. Then there'll be a few clouds building up with the heating of the day during the afternoon. And we can't rule out an isolated shower. I think the best chance will be up into Franklin County, but anybody could see a shower or sprinkle in the afternoon, but I think most of us will end up staying dry. Then as we head into Saturday night, partly cloudy to mostly clear skies, another comfortable night, temperatures in the 50s. And we are Sunday morning, same thing, good deal of sunshine, then a few clouds kind of building up in the afternoon. And again, we can't rule out passing a shower or sprinkle during the afternoon on Sunday as well. We will be tracking, though, some beneficial rain on the way as we head into the start of the work week. We'll show that to you tonight on 22 News at 5. Ciara.
Trending today marks Juneteenth, a federal holiday recognizing the end of slavery in the United States. The day commemorates June 19, 1865, when Union troops arrived in Galveston, Texas, and announced that enslaved people were free, more than 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. Also known as Freedom Day or Jubilee Day, Juneteenth has been celebrated by African American communities since 1866. It became a federal holiday in 2021 and is now recognized through celebrations, educational events, and reflections on the continued fight for equality. There are several celebrations happening around our area with music, community activities, and historical programs. A full list of events can be found on our website. And beginning today is Hooplandia, the Northeast's ultimate 3-versus-3 basketball tournament. Hundreds of games will be taking place over the weekend at the Eastern States Exposition. Local high school boys and girls basketball teams face off against their rivals. That includes West Springfield against Agawam, Springfield Central against Pope Francis, and Chicopee against Chicopee Comp. There will also be some guest appearances at this year's tournament, including on Saturday, former Celtics player and current team announcer Brian Scalbrine. And now for a look at what we're working on for 22 News starting at 5. Our coverage on Juneteenth will continue this evening. Tonight we'll show you how one local community is celebrating this holiday. Plus, Father's Day is Sunday, and the National Retail Federation predicts that spending numbers will reach a new record. We'll have more on how shoppers are preparing for the big day. And today marks the return of Hooplandia. We'll tell you what teams are expected to play over the weekend.
And here's another look at traffic, and really no issues out there. As we look at Interstate 91, both north and southbound traffic moving pretty smoothly. Just a few slowdowns in some spots. Route 20 looks pretty good. A little bit of a slowdown there as you head out towards Wilbraham. And for the most part, Mass Pike, no problems at all. Both east and westbound traffic moving pretty smoothly, Ciara.
All right, Adam, thank you. And we thank you for joining us for 22 News at 4. You can join us on TV starting at 5. Get all your local news and weather updates anytime on wwlp.com and the 22 News Plus app.